What's going on, sis?
Let's go, let's go. Oh, hold on, let me turn my
How are you, beautiful? So I wanted to hug you.
We have got to connect on campus or off campus.
I know, right? We do. It's so good to see your beautiful face. How are you, ma'am?
Doing well. How are you?
I am good. I am so good, girl. Good.
Good. Life is good.
Yeah, life is good. The hubby and I will be celebrating 30 years of marital bliss on Tuesday. And so we're headed out of town on Sunday evening for a couple of days in Las Vegas. My very first time ever going.
Really?
It's like I wait till I'm 55 to go to Las Vegas. Never had the interest, didn't go. And now I'm all excited and I want to see the Sphere and I think they still have the youth who are competing with their art. So I hope it's still there because I want to see that. And so I'm really interested now in going. And he's been before for conferences and speaking and stuff. And then my daughter has been with her friends twice and I've never been.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Once you go, I mean, I think it's a place that like everyone should probably definitely check it out, but you could very well get there and be like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm done. Never be back.
Never be back.
Right.
So it's all
yeah.
good.
So yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm when we're done with this, I got a couple of clients I'm finishing up, and then all of my friends and stuff. They're telling me, even my daughter, I cannot take my laptop because, girl, when you work for yourself, I know, my laptop goes almost everywhere with me. I'm more of a backpack girl than a purse girl.
Everywhere, because I haven't figured out a level of efficiency to leave the laptop at home and just operate off of like phone or iPad.
Me either.
Plugging it all around.
Yep. And my daughter, she is an iPad. She can do that iPad with her eyes closed. So she has like a little side business where she helps do graphic things for churches, like their flyers and stuff and logos. She even does logos for businesses. And that iPad, that's all she really uses. I just have not been able to do that yet.
Me either. I'm still old school in that way.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking. I'm just like, I just have to have the laptop because I'm like, and I use my iPad for reading and for Pinterest.
Pinterest will always be around.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
I just go through Pinterest. I said, man, because for the longest time, that's all I used it for. I said, I probably should read on it. So yeah, so I still haven't used it and I love it, but I just have not. And it's trying to write a resume and stuff, it just feels awkward. So I have not figured that out. And I like how you put it. I haven't figured out a level of efficiency to be able to use it. I'm like, because that is exactly it. And that's why laptop is in tow all the time. Yep.
My girlfriend makes fun of me because I have an iPhone, but I don't use Apple Pay. And so one day I said to her, I don't have Apple Pay. And she was like, you do. You just haven't set it up. You don't know how to use it. And I was like, okay, you're right. You're right. Well, meanwhile, Zell me this money.
Right. Let me pull. And my daughter get mad at me because I be pulling out my real card and be trying to stick it in. And she said, just tap it, Mom. Just tap it. I'm like, tap it where? Yeah. She said, you can put it on your phone and just put your phone up there. I said, that's weird to me. I still care about and look, I got my wallet on my desk with all my cards. And she's like, you don't need all of that stuff. I'm like, well. Anyway.
It works.
Yeah. So how's work going?
It's good. It's better now. I am in agency learning.
Okay.
And we just got out of a transition. This is
really
my first ever.
That's right. I did hear about. See, I'm on claim side, and I hear wins of it. That's right, because Tammy. I don't know if you know Tammy Chu, but Tammy is over there, and she, it didn't touch her department. She thinks yet, but
they'll never say the yet part.
Yeah.
But like I've been, with claims, like you do reorgs here and there, they shuffle people around, but for the most part, we
stand. We ain't going nowhere. 30 years later,
where you gonna go.
Yeah.
No, our AVP in January was like, this is an improved transition plan. There will be a reduction of headcount. And when I say it was a shakeup.
Oh my God.
So from January to May, like I had faith that I would land a job, but it was just a matter of where. Like I had just gotten over there. So for the possibility to like land on a different team, doing something that I did not want to do, like I would have stayed where I was.
Yeah.
It was stressful, but God is good. I landed on the positive side of it.
Yes,
so now it's just a matter of like letting the dust settle, waiting on vision, just so that we know what, future / current state will look like. But yeah, so I'm good now. But if you had asked me 3 months ago.
Wow. Now, and I saw that this is hey, Nairobi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, me and Nina catching up. She works with me at State Farm, so we're just catching up a little bit while we wait on people. Yes. Oh, but yeah, well, one of the things that I saw that was kind of odd was that for agency, well, at least maybe I have never seen it, that they posted external positions for like a instructional designer.
Well, that's the thing. Like they created, they're doing a complete overhaul. And so they've created new positions.
Okay.
And if they felt like the current staff didn't have the skill set that they needed for future state, they didn't extend offers. So those are gap postings where they posted both internal and external to get the talent that they needed.
Well, one of my clients posted, and she is ready to do it. She's a teacher trying to leave education, but she's done all of that stuff. So she's like, Nicolette, there's a boss. I said, what? I said, I'm thinking, I'm telling her, maybe you get into claims. But when it was that, I said, oh, yeah. So I sent her a referral and she got the initial screening. So she's going to go through that. And I said, we all go through that. So she was asking me questions. I said, I have no idea. I said, I even went through that, and it depends on the questions. I said, I don't know. The questions could be random, and we don't have any control over that at all. I said, I just need a name once you get past that. I said, that's the best I can do is reach out to that. So we're praying that
we can connect. Prayerfully, she gets past the initial screening. So if she gets the official interview, let me know.
I will, girl. I will, because she is absolutely dynamic, because she has all the skills. Hence, that's why she was able to get in and get the thing, because she said, I heard back, I already got. I said, what? I'm like, yep, of course. I did her resume,
Of course you did.
Yeah, look. Okay, look. Oh, you got my hair back. Well, yeah. But yeah, I was like, wow. I said, honey, I have not seen this. So, and it never connected, Lena, that y'all went through that. Because again, I'm so wrapped up into the claims world. I don't even think about that. And I'm always looking for claim opportunities for people. And and that's it. And so we're, slowly still beefing up, because over 40% of my department only staff is new.
Ooh.
40% is new?
I know Nina face, because Nina been here a long time with me. Yeah, isn't that unheard of in claims? And that's just PIP MPC. They have a year or less experience.
Which is considered like escalated,
girls.
Yeah,
they are. And it's like learning everything. So we're in that struggle bus mode, because we are not reducing at all. We're hiring like
you're hiring.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So and they said we're going to be, as far as the claim as a whole entity, not just my segment, going to be hiring all the way to the end of the year, and then probably in the first quarter. So girl, as much as I've been praying for a reduction to get me out, I ain't going nowhere.
You're not. So keep collecting that check.
Give me some kind of severance. They like, we need you. You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. They offered severance with ours. I mean, it was a full-blown transition. But I mean, the positive side is that like one of the newer roles that they created. So now we have like a vendor relationship manager role. So that's what I have now.
Okay.
So some people came up on top, thankfully, and others, their last day was June 30th.
Man.
I didn't even know
Yes.
that, girl.
And unless you like were of retirement age, elected to retire, so if you qualified for that, they
Yeah.
gave you a retirement party. They did a nice little write-up to thank you for your time. But if you just weren't selected and they told you deuces, you were gone like the
Oh,
wind.
wow.
I just
Gone
can't
like
even
the wind.
speak. Oh, Nina, this is serious stuff. And I mean, they have not even in any of my staff meetings, even in executive, they have not even mentioned it.
Mention a peep.
Not a
Yeah.
peep. We didn't know nothing. And the only reason when you start talking about it, I kind of got familiar with it is because of Tammy.
Yeah. Yeah. Her area,
Now
like
she
she
praying
said,
for one
yet.
over there too, because she older than me. So she like, okay, I'm ready. So she said, wait, but she heard nothing either. Oh, you outside, girl. How beautiful.
Just wanted to say a quick hello.
Okay, good. Okay. We'll get people, always try to get people to 9:05, and then we have people that still pop in. And the
Okay.
good thing about this, Nina, is that this is always recorded for our elite encounters. So I got a lot of people that click and say, yep, 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 because then they go back and watch it.
Okay.
And so they go in, so it's a house in our elite encounters because I had another person say, "Will this be available?" I said, "Yep, always in the elite encounters." And so therefore, we had about, I think it was 9 or 10 people. Did you see that too, y'all? That said yes. So hopefully some other people come on. One of our people who usually be on, she hadn't had power, so she just got power back.
Oh,
So
was she
yeah,
in
Christy,
Houston? The
yeah, she was
Houston
down in
area?
Galveston area.
Yeah.
Yep. So she usually will be on too. So she may
Okay.
or may not get it because I just saw her posting this morning. So she literally just got power back. So that could be too, because some of our members are down in the Houston area. We even have some people down in Beaumont area. So all of that area down there. So even Florida, we got people in Florida too. And I heard there
Oh,
was a lot of storms down in Florida because some of my direct reports for State Farm, because I handle Florida claims, although I'm here in Dallas, which is crazy. But anyway, but I have, no, a couple of my people are down in Florida, and the majority of my people are here in Dallas. And they were like, storms were so bad. They were like, their powers were flickering back and on and off, but they were still able to. But so that could be. So it is now 9:06, and I will not tarry because what I try to do also, Nina, is be very respectful not only of your time, but my very busy professionals' time as well. So we can get in, they can ask these questions and get going. And I will give you access to share your screen. Now, y'all, this is my wonderful dear friend and former client at one point.
last right?
Got her them good jobs. And she also works with me at State Farm. And this is Miss Nina, formerly Green, and now married for what, 2 years, going on 3 now?
No.
What?
September will be 5.
Girl, did you?
Yes. But you know what? I feel like COVID took so many years away from us
Uh-huh. Yeah, COVID
that,
did.
you
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
time just flies. So
Yes,
yes,
and so she's
5 years.
now Bolton. Yes.
Yes.
And she has started her own business about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And she is all about delegation. And I really appreciate her coming on because what she says, I want you to give you a rundown of your background for your corporate history too.
Okay.
Because what she will be able to teach you all and teach us as a whole is how to leverage other hands and minds. Because a lot of times we are so busy in the trenches of our business, and I'm preaching to the choir because it took me a long time to hire somebody because I'm superwoman. I can do this myself. And then when I did years ago, got on the bandwagon when everybody kept saying you need a virtual assistant, I did it because people said I did. I did not even know how to use her. So she got mad at me. She almost basically fired me. And because she was like, you keep giving me tasks and you take them back and do them. So she would get mad at me. And I was like, oh, that's true. And so she was like, I don't need to work with you no more. You don't know what you want to do. So we kind of parted ways amicably, but it was like she was really firing me. But anyway, so when your assistant fires the boss, that is something. And then I went and did stuff on my own for a lot of years until I felt the pressure. And then I finally hired. And as you all know, you all have met Ian in the group. Ian has like been riding with me now almost 5 years, girl. He is now Chief Operating Officer and Chief of Staff on my team.
Love the title.
Yes.
Love the title.
And so if it wasn't for that, so Nina is an expert in this area. She's going to be sharing some tips and tricks for us and really give us on the whys behind it. So Nina, without further ado, I'll hand it over to you. And unlocking success, the art of delegation. And what I've been putting in the group is let's let go and grow.
Grow. Yes.
The floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So good morning. So like Nicolette said, my name is Nina Balton, and it truly is a pleasure and an honor to be invited just to spend a couple of minutes with you all this morning. So Nicolette, thank you again for the invitation to attend and to join. So as a quick introduction, like Nicolette alluded to, by day, I work at State Farm Insurance Company as a vendor relationship manager. I am responsible for managing corporate vendor relationships to help design employee and leadership development programs for our organization, but more specifically on our agency side of the business. Prior to that, I worked in HR doing similar work, vendor relationship management for leadership development programs with a focus on our high potential, high performing leaders. I've been with the company with State Farm for 22 years. And during that time, I've had a wide variety of responsibilities and different roles. I worked in claims for 10 years, investigating injury litigation claims. I've also done organizational change as a process analyst, like I mentioned, employee and leadership development. And then I also spent a couple of years in leadership in our workforce management department as a forecasting and scheduling supervisor. By night, I am the owner of Balton Admin Services, where I provide virtual executive administrative support to small business owners. And so, as you can imagine, through the various roles that I've had to learn the art of delegating and helping others learn how to delegate themselves. And so hopefully with our time together today, I'll be able to share at least one nugget, one level of inspiration for you to start delegating with your business. So a lot of the information, that we'll discuss today, you probably already know, you're probably already executing in your business. And so as we go through the next couple of slides, really just think of this, kind of treat this as just dedicated time to reflect on ways in which you can improve your delegation skills. So we'll discuss, the overall benefits of delegation, strategies for effective delegations. We'll kind of go over just some quick examples as it relates to resume writing, as it relates to career coaching. And then we'll have a call to action for you to kind of reflect on and put some things in motion in the upcoming week. So for benefits of delegation, so this is in no particular order, but the first one that I want to just touch on is just increase productivity and efficiency. So the one thing that I want you to keep in mind as you hear all of these benefits and strategies is that delegation is truly about freeing up your time. So it frees up time for you to focus on strategic activities that require your expertise. So by assigning, routine, time-consuming tasks to others, you can complete more in less time. This also boosts your overall efficiency as a small business owner who often juggles multiple roles and multiple priorities. It also allows you to focus on high value tasks. These high value tasks might include, business development, strategic thinking, client relationships, and creativity and innovation. So by allocating your energy to more critical areas, it will enhance your overall impact of your business. And third, it's the opportunity to develop others. And so like Nicolette mentioned, with her first virtual assistant, in addition to probably her not wanting, tasks being taken away from her, it was probably an opportunity for her to be developed. So if you have a small team or if you are operating solo, delegating, to a team, to someone else will help them learn and grow more fostered skills that will ultimately motivate them. It provides them also an opportunity to really learn from your own expertise. It provides an aspect of mentorship. And again, like I mentioned, just really for the opportunity for them to develop and to grow. And the fourth benefit, which I feel like probably is the most important one, is improved work-life balance. I know that there's probably a lot of people that really don't believe in the concept of work-life balance because oftentimes you can't really separate the two, like work activities, life activities, oftentimes intermingle just depending on, what it is that you do personally and professionally. But the goal really is to try to create some type of balance in your life for you to do the things that you enjoy. And so delegating helps with some of that. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have as a business owner, as the CEO, as the executive of your business. It is your time. And so really the question here with this work-life balance concept is, are you using your time to create balance, enjoyment, and fulfillment in your life and in your business, right? So as you think of trying to create a balance, really try exploring, delegating something even in your personal life, right? So it doesn't even have to be business related all of the time. You can just think of someone that can help relieve the duties of doing laundry. I had a client who asked me to do online grocery shopping for her. But if you think about just ways that are kind of some of those tedious tasks, maybe not even tedious, but just tasks things that have to be done, but you may not want to do it. You don't have the capacity to do it. Those are activities that you can delegate. So, spending $100 a month for someone to do your laundry or to do online shopping for you buys you your time back. So that's potentially, for the sake of even math, right? $20 an hour, 5 hours over the course of a month is $100. But you have regained 5 hours back on a Saturday morning, a Saturday afternoon to do whatever it is that you want to do. Self-care, self-care is really big right now, right? So self-care, anything that, taps in your overall well-being. And then also, for the sake of this call, that's 5 hours that you have regained back to devote to your business. So really that work-life balance is really just finding ways to think personally and professionally that you can create balance in your life to do the things that you want to do, devote back to your business, or to create space for you to take care of yourself and your family. And then lastly is building trust. So effective delegation builds trust between you and your team members, your existing team members, any potential new team members that you bring on. By entrusting them with these important tasks, you are demonstrating confidence in their abilities And it also encourages a collaborative work environment. So to Nicola's point, her first admin didn't feel that collaboration. And because of that, he or she probably felt this might be a strained relationship and maybe I'm not the best fit. But building that trust, building that collaboration early on helps with maintaining the relationship. It helps with getting the work product that you desire. And you're able to quickly see that from the team members that you bring on. So, delegating is not really just about assigning tasks, but it is the strategic thought process about the task in which you assign that ultimately takes your business to the next level. But again, also bringing that balance back into your life, if that is something that you are seeking, the balance. Any questions there before I go to the next slide?
It was very meaningful that you highlighted buying back that time for yourself, because that's an aspect I am struggling to get over. I know it's necessary that I enlist help, but it's like when I'm actually in that other activity, I'm telling myself, well, that could have just been postponed and I could have saved the money. It's all, so it's the acceptance part for me that I am on. So, but really beautiful information. It's hitting home. So
good. And you know what, as business owners, it is about the money, right? But kind of going back to that balance of finding the space to be intentional with the money, the operational cost of the business, bringing in money as a business owner. But depending on where your business is, whether it's at the beginning of, implementing your business, or if you're well established in your business, when you have efficiencies and processes in place, the goal is the ultimate outcome is creating that space to bring in more money, right? So what is it? Another way to kind of look at it is there an opportunity for me to cut back slightly on this area in order to free up money that really feels like an investment to take my business to the next level? So for me personally, I used to, one of the buildings at State Farm, prior to COVID, we had a Starbucks at the bottom of in the lobby of the business, in the building. And I would go to Starbucks every morning, and I wasn't even counting how much money I spent, but easily $6 because I wanted a grande, not a tall. But easily $6 times 5 days a week, and times however many years I worked there. So then my husband bought me a Keurig machine, right? So that's $30 a week that I was able to save. But I wasn't a business owner then, so I can't even say that I invested that money back into my business, but I was able to save it, right? So just, if money is an issue, just using that as an example, are there opportunities where you could potentially cut out some expenses in order to create an opportunity to solicit help? Because ultimately it's for the investment of your business. So just a little tangent on the investment piece of it.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So strategies for effective delegation. And so the first one, again, no particular order as far as importance and prioritization, but identifying suitable tasks to delegate. And so we've talked about, as a business owner, your time is valuable, and focusing on high impact activities are extremely crucial. And so when identifying tasks to delegate, determine the ones that can be performed by others without compromising the quality of your business. So this can be routine and repetitive tasks such as scheduling, basic research, data entry, all of those are prime candidates for delegation. These tasks, are very essential to your business, but it doesn't necessarily require your direct expertise and can be handled effectively and efficiently by others. Any time-consuming tasks, those are also candidates, if you will, for delegation. So those can be either the preparation or the receiving of client intake forms. It could be any preliminary document reviews that you do at the onset of any new client engagement. Social media management could be one where you just really don't have the time to log on to LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, to promote your business. But there are people who are skilled at that particular task and could very well be more efficient in doing something like that for you. Selecting the right team members. So I was a little torn on the verbiage of selecting the right team members, because honestly, that does come with trial and error. So really, this particular strategy is really around just stepping out there and looking for team members. The same rigor that you have placed into creating processes, creating tools and systems for your business, use that same energy in finding someone to join your team. If you stumble across the wrong team member, tweak your process, right? It could be a case where you're just wanting to try somebody out, and instead of, committing to a 3, a 6, a 9 month or an indefinite commitment, the conversation could be, hey, let's try this out for 30 days. I'm still trying to determine the task that I want to delegate, how I see you fitting into my business. So let's try it out for 30 days, see how it works. And then we'll continue the conversation post the 30-day mark. So when trying to, implement the strategy of finding the person, it could be someone who has shown interest and motivation, a similar passion in the industry, whether it's resume writing, whether it's career coaching. So based on you kind of already really assessing, the skills and the competencies required for that particular task, look for someone who is already exhibiting that based off of your personal and professional relationship that you already have with this person. Thirdly, clear communication. So that really is, a key to successful delegation. Once you find that person, whether it's the right or the wrong person temporarily, provide them with detailed instructions about the task, any objectives, deadlines, expected outcomes, any preferences that you have with working with them, but clear, direct instructions. Be open to two-way communication. Encourage that open dialogue where you give them permission to ask questions, to seek clarity, and then you provide them with updates and ask that they update you on the status of their completion of the task. So this really helps to prevent any misunderstanding, but most importantly, it ensures alignment with your overall expectations of them and how you expect your business to be ran. And then lastly, in order to empower these new and existing team members, it's important that you provide them with the necessary tools and resources to be able to support you. So if there's access to any tools or technologies that are required to actually perform these tasks, just make sure that they are provided with that as early as possible within the new partnership for them to be successful, and then ultimately for you to be successful. So we're headed towards the end. These last two slides are really just really quick, high level kind of examples of what can be delegated. This first example is what can be delegated in a resume writing business. The next one is kind of what could be delegated in a career coaching business. So I'll pause again for any comments, any questions. Is there someone kind of already, someone on the call that's already delegating and they, want to kind of share their strategy or just activities and tasks that they are delegating for others to hear?
I like your point, because one of the things that that I know that I had to do, you're right about the trial and error, because you're not always going to get it right the first time, and that's okay. But one of the things I wished I would have done is the 30 days, because one of the things I did, I was bringing them on, keep trying to fidget, and then all of a sudden I felt bad because I had to let them go. But putting those timelines in, we have done that more strategically. We put them on not necessarily 30 days, but I do a 90-day trial, like probationary time, before I really give them the full opportunity. And so that has helped. And then what also has helped is, especially from my first one who fired me, I really figured out what I needed to give the person and literally, really, truly let it go. Because if it's not, if I'm already doing, almost to Tammy's point, I'm already in the mode of doing it. So, it's like, I might as well just go ahead and do that. But what I found is that those minutes that I kept doing it was taken away from something else. So I got very heavy into task without business development.
Right.
And when I finally understood how I needed to give stuff away and do the trust and collaborate with the person, looking at my systems and developing those systems, that's when I started to hit the 6-figure mark. Because I was still, the average resume writer was still around $35,000 a year. And that was it, because we do everything ourselves. But then once I did let go, I can honestly say I doubled my revenue. And because, and this is all part-time that I do this. And that money that I pay my assistants and stuff is such a small part now, because I know the return on investment, and it's more than I was making by myself. So,
Nicolette,
to the point, yeah.
Nicolette, thank you for sharing that, because I'm somewhat there, kind of trying to make a move into that, but it's the acceptance part for me. So the mental thing, like I could do this. I think it's growing up how I grew up too.
Yeah.
Like, we're doers, and but yeah.
Yeah. And we just get in there and just do it. And it's like, you know what? And she would get so upset at me. And then that's when I said, well, I don't need no assistant. So that's when I started riding by myself. And then I was so stuck, and my business coach kept telling me, number one, you work too much. And she said, you got to find a way to let it go and actually trust. And I finally sat down. I developed job descriptions for what I need, because I didn't do that before.
Right.
So I developed job descriptions, and then I put at the bottom other things that's necessary. And then that's when I finally landed. And when I put out an ad for somebody, Ian was the one that actually pursued me. And because he saw the ad and I said, well, I'll try you. And I mean, that joker, as you all see, he has been with me almost 5 years now. Yeah. And he is like, if I don't know what I would do without Ian. And he's also the opposite of my personality, because y'all know I'm very extroverted. And he is that type A. He keeps me calm and be like, no, we're not going to do this and everything. So he reels me back in. And so he is really a great balance for me. So that's selecting the right team members. I didn't know he was like that, but I would just be all over the place. But then he would just reel me right back in. And then so we make a great pair. So he will see my big vision, and then he'll go back and organize it. Do you know this joker right now? I keep saying joker because, that's my word. He is building me some awesome Excel dashboards because he took the initiative to go learn how to do data analysis. And then now he's bringing that back into my business. That's the kind of people that you want.
Yep.
And that's invaluable. And I ain't paying him extra for that. And I'm not paying for that class either. He paying for it on his own. See, that's
because
the
that's
thing.
a skill set that
Yep.
he can use,
Yep.
you know, beyond your partnership.
Yep.
So that's an investment for him.
For him.
It helps you,
Yeah,
but it's
it
also an
does.
investment for him.
Yeah. So Tammy,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, when you start letting that go, even by a little bit, because I only started in off with, I think 5 hours. I didn't, he was micro part-time because of I didn't want to pay the money and I could do it myself. But then when I saw that he was turning that stuff around and he was better at it, I start giving him more, and I give now he is full time, 40 hours per week. He is full time and has been full time for about 3 years now of the 5 years he's been working with me because I saw the value of the turnaround. Yep. Yeah. So I just wanted to back on that. I'm sorry, Nina.
No, that's good. And then because you said that, that's why I wanted to come back to the slide, because through this whole process of the strategy, right?
Yeah.
The most time consuming one is probably identifying the suitable task, like literally sitting down, reflecting on a current client, right? So think of a client that you currently have and one that you probably just kind of onboarded within your client partnership, and literally write out all of the things. And I have a document that I'll share, but write out all of the tasks that you do from beginning to end, and even start with the marketing part of it, right? Because depending on what your marketing strategy is, you might be going out to finding people versus them coming to you based off of referrals. And but even if it's social media, but think of all of the tasks that's associated with a client, from introduction all the way to delivery, all the way to them getting that job offer, right? Just write it down.
Yep.
And out of those tasks, which one do you hate doing? Because sometimes it's that, like, you know, I want to hold on to it, but I actually don't like doing it, right? And because I don't like doing it, I spend the most time doing it because I don't have a passion for this particular
or the skill set. That's what I
or
found
the
out.
skill set, right? So it could be, I don't like this particular task, but it comes with the process. I do enjoy it, but it's so repetitive that I could use my energy elsewhere. So whatever the case may be, just identify all of the tasks, but then the ones that you feel comfortable, confident in delegating, and then just go from there.
Yeah.
Go from there.
And you don't have to do everything, just the biggest ones. Cause I did little by little because I
Start
could not,
small.
I was just too used to doing it. I thought I can do it better. And here's one last point I will say. I have learned the art of delegation of finding subject matter experts.
Yes.
Doing that stuff so I can stop trying to learn by videos, classes. I said, I am not doing none of that no more. All I want to do is enhance my expertise in resume writing, client talk, because I love talking to my clients because I can sell them and, you know, emotionally sell them. And I love that part. And the coaching. I don't want to do all that other stuff. So when I got to the point to say, you know what? I am not trying to learn QuickBooks. I refuse, because I was going to try to become a QuickBooks expert, all this kind of stuff. And I said, why? When I started thinking about that, I said, why am I trying to wear all these hats when there are people that can be doing this for me? That's how I ended up getting my awesome bookkeeper accountant, because I'm like, I ain't doing that. Now he just does all the stuff and send me my reports. But it's like, I don't have time to do that. I'm not a money person. I'm a writing person. So why am I trying to figure that stuff out? So, but it took some time. So Tammy, I understand, but I'm from an old school who been here 10 years. Baby, the sooner you do it, your business will grow faster than mine, because I didn't do it until I was 5 years in. And it took me 4 years in, you know, almost 5 years in. And that's too long. That was too long because I just didn't take the time to do everything that Nina is saying, identifying a task, trusting, collaborating, and just really letting go. Because I'm telling you, once I did, I grew. And now I love doing, and I got better at my writing. I got better at my sales process. I got better at my coaching because that's all I do. So I became my own subject matter expert in the areas and what I sold. Because now I could write a resume with my eyes closed, that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And what I don't want to happen is, in the busyness and the weight of keeping it all of the tasks to you, that you experience burnout and then you end up giving up on your passion, which is your business.
That's what I hear in the group. That's why I want my people to be here, because they're getting burnt out because they don't do these things. I see the conversations. I know Nairobi and Tammy, y'all see the conversations, because it's like, this is what they need to do, but it's like that trust and everything. So hopefully, as you all are hearing me, group, and when you look at this on the replay, you all really think through this and reach out to Nina so y'all can get that help that y'all need. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
This is good. This is good.
I'm sorry.
And we're almost done. These are just two really quick examples just to kind of hone in more specifically. And we've talked about this a little bit, but more specifically on the resume writing business, right? So a resume writing business owner delegates initial client consultations, potentially basic kind of document formatting, to a team member. The positive outcomes that comes out of that is increased client satisfaction by delegating initial consultation conversations. The clients received prompt responses and personalized attention from team members. In the event that you were busy with other tasks, right? You're actually doing the writing. Improved turnaround time. So if there's any kind of formatting that needs to be done on the actual document, the resume itself.
Yep, I call them resume setters. Yep.
Resume setters.
Wonderful.
So if there's someone that can do that, you now have a more polished resume and the potential of it being delivered to clients faster, meeting the deadlines that you have promised. I mean, I know we give kind of a window of time, once you do your consultations, your research, you have them assist with the research, and then they give everything that they need to update the resume. You may say, I'll have this to you in a week. I'll have this to you in 2 weeks. But I mean, there's probably times where you may not have met that deadline. I don't know, but it's possible. But if you have help, you will meet your deadline. Right? You will be able to deliver the product to the client in the time period that you said that you would. And then in this particular example, another positive outcome is business growth. You, the owner, can focus on high-level strategic tasks, such as client acquisition, such as business development, leading to an increased client base and revenue. Second example. So this one is just an example of a career coaching firm, or not a firm, solo entrepreneur, delegating research on industry trends, any job market analysis, content creation. If this coaching firm, does individual or career workshops. Positive outcomes from just delegating research, job analysis, and content creation for any workshops or one-on-one sessions. Positive outcome is expertise and depth. So delegating research tasks to a subject matter expert ensures the client receives accurate, up-to-date information, enhancing your reputation in the industry. Content quality. So content creation done by professionals provides high quality materials for your workshop. And then that content quality, like as far as like the content, Upwork, there's freelancers out there that do, various graphic designs, right? That is not my ministry. So that is something that I absolutely will outsource. And I know that it's going to be good quality. My quality, I feel like I am a very detail-oriented person. So my quality comes in after they've already delivered something. And then I say, can you tweak that? Can you tweak that? Can you make that more like me? Can you update the verbiage so it sounds like me? But the blueprint comes from another expert.
I like that.
In
Blueprint.
whatever it is that I need, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
excellent. I never thought about it that way. Yep, because you want them to
Yep.
do the blueprint and then you go and
I
tweak
can
it.
come
I
back
love
and I
that.
can go and tweak it, right? Because
Yeah.
ultimately it's my voice, right?
Yep.
So whether
And
it's
that's
an
excellent.
individual client or it's, you know, a group of people that I'm speaking to, it needs to sound like Nina. So
Mhm.
and then scalability. So delegating allows you to scale your services. Efficiency is like the name of the game, right? So becoming more efficient at accommodating larger client base and expanding your reach.
Mhm.
So those are just three. I mean, and there's other positive outcomes, right? But just for the sake of our time today, in this just high level example, each of those examples, those are three positive outcomes.
And you know what, Nina, that the way that you just explained all of that, I think about how we as in our expertise can give such a richer experience to our clients.
Yeah.
Because even when you just said the research of jobs analysis, what's going on in the market, being able to say, oh yes, client, although you hired me to do your resume, here's what else I found for you. And do you know how that goes so much of a long way to give them a one-sheeter to tell them all of this information that you didn't even have to search, but your assistant did. So that enhances the experience for that client. And then you could probably, and this is how, and it's so funny. Now I'm thinking about it. One of my friends who had used to have her own business, she got out of it now for the same reason, burnout, which I tried to get her to get some help. But one of the things I told her to do, because she couldn't clean her house because she had two babies. And I said, well, add this amount of money on top of your services to take care of that. And she was like, wow, I never thought about that. I said, yeah, I said, so you trying to save your money because you're saying you can't afford it because you need to, pay bills. I said, just add that on top of that and then you could do it. And it worked for her for a while. But then she's like, you know what? I'm just getting out of it because she also had babies. So, all this kind of stuff. So, but she did that for a while. And, Tammy faces lived because that's when I told her to do that because it was like she didn't have time. And I did her a favor because unfortunately, her sister died suddenly, young woman, and she was just out. So I went over and I cleaned her whole house for her. I said, because cleaning relaxes me. It's the craziest thing,
Me
but
too.
it
If I got the right music,
yeah, baby. I told her, she's like, and I cleaned her whole entire house. I said, you pack, so you go to California to be with your mom because at the loss of her younger sister, she died when she was like 30, 32 or something like that. Just died in her sleep. I think aneurysm. And so that kind of stuff. And I said, you have to think about things like that. So add it to your price. And she did. And she started getting her house clean.
And there was something else that you said, so kind of like taking it a step further. So because of, having that expert that can provide job analysis, additional information, it could very well be, which is what I would want for you, for you. You could have a client that in the moment can only make an investment for resume writing, right? Or maybe resume writing and then LinkedIn optimization. But because of the quality that you provide them, they will find a way.
They sure will.
You now are career coaching them. You now are doing interview prep, right? So the level of expertise, the level of quality that you give in the one task that they have hired you for,
they gonna figure it out. They see
they
the
gonna
value.
figure it out.
Yeah. And I have had people do that. They said, I'll start with this one. And then when I do that, then they come back within the set amount of time and say, okay, now I want to upgrade and I want to do this. And that keeps them coming back because they say, yep, I'll start with the iLaunch because that's all I can afford right now. And then they are like, whoa, no, I do need that other stuff. And I give them a 30-day window that they can do it without the a la carte price. And they come back and that keeps money flowing in my pocket.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'll wrap this up.
Is
This
so
is my
good.
last
Thank you.
slide. Good.
Thank you, Dana. I appreciate this. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to make sure that y'all have time to talk business.
Yes.
Yeah.
But really the challenge is that I ask each of you to take 3 actionable steps next week to think about starting to delegate in your business.
Yeah.
We talked about all of these. The very first one is perform a task assessment. So identify tasks that are time consuming and outside of your core expertise. So that exercise that I said, you've got a client right now, let's write down every single thing that you do for that client, and then take it the step further and identify tasks that are time consuming or outside of your core expertise that you wouldn't mind delegating. Second is identify someone that you could potentially ask to assist you. This could be a current or past client that has demonstrated the skills that you are looking for in a team member, right? They don't have to be executive assistants. They don't have to be graphic designers, but they are people that through personal, professional conversations, you have determined that they have the skill sets that you need to get you started. Detailed oriented, relationship building, clear, concise communication. You know these people. You do. You know these people already. And then third, once you've identified someone that you would like to ask to be of assistance, start small. Start by beginning small, delegating smaller, less critical tasks to build trust, confidence, and then gradually increase the complexity and the importance of the task.
Yeah.
So Nicolette said that Ian started 5 days a week.
That's it.
It could be 5 days a month, right? I mean, they could potentially knock out something for you. I mean, they don't necessarily have to do 1 hour a week to get to your 5 hours a month. However, whatever the task is, however, you guys decide they best can, leverage their time to help you. But that, at $15, $20 an hour, $5 a month, 5 hours a month,
It's nothing.
it's $100 a month that you potentially have given to someone that has, like I said, allows you to regain your time to devote either personally, for self-care or back into your business. And then after you've taken these 3 steps, perform a task assessment, identify someone, and then starting small, just allow the partnership with this new team member to take your business to higher heights. You deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
A lot to think about, but it is so true because, and again, I always say, I encourage a lot of people, don't wait. Start thinking about what you need now. Keep that list. When you're working, keep a list, a time list, and write down, okay, I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? And write down those things because that will become your list of things that you can start to delegate out. And then you could, and then what I found with Ian too, he has now become a thought partner because he's so entrenched in my business now. We think through some things about how to make it better, how to service our clients better, and everything because he has become such an invaluable member. He even will warn me before I hire somebody, and he's almost now the gatekeeper.
Yes.
But he said no, because he'll have a sixth sense, like, I don't think this person is right for you. I don't know because they're not doing this. So he will have that eye and he will know. So a couple of resume writers we did not go with and we fired. And even and this is another thing that he peeped a guy who was doing marketing for me. And he was like, it's something that's just not right about this person. And come to find out, yep, he was spot on. And I
Mhm.
wasted a bunch of money with him and it just wasn't right. And I'm like, nope. So, I mean, now he's like my gatekeeper. We decide things together now, even though it's my business, we talk through everything. And I mean, I just can't say enough about getting that right person and adding to your prices. And Tammy, that made me increasing your prices. You know,
Yeah.
we've talked about that. We've coached through that. Yep.
Yeah.
And
But
did that. Mm-hmm.
and I mean, we're in the state
Mm-hmm.
right now, state meaning like the way of the world where and everything is expensive, right?
Yep.
Inflation is high, everything is expensive. And so for you to increase your price, whether it's, adding $20 or just whatever the case may be that makes
Yep.
sense for you, clients, I mean, we're not necessarily surprised, right?
Yeah.
Just because everything is going up, the cost of goods are going up, so therefore the cost of services are going up,
Yeah.
right? So it wouldn't be a surprise if you were to increase your prices. So don't feel bad about it because
Yeah.
2024 and inflation is real.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I do have a one-page document that
Mm-hmm.
is more of the actionable steps. So like the three kind of challenges that I shared with you on the previous slide. It's a document that I believe it's like 11 or 12 steps, right? It just goes in a little bit deeper. So I would be happy to email those to you or to email it to Nicolette and she can send it to the group. But if you would like to talk about your business needs, feel free to, reach out to me. All of the examples that we've discussed, research, data entry, personal and, appointment settings, client consultations, those are all things that I do. So if you would like to just have a brainstorming session on kind of what that could look like for you and your business, I would be happy to do so.
And I want to also let people know what was so special about Nina. When you work for a corporate giant like we do, the number one PNC insurer, multi-billion-dollar organization, we know processes.
Yes,
We
do.
know at the highest level, because anytime you leave a company like State Farm, you're already at a higher level at another company because of what State Farm has trained and taught us down through the years. And that's what I tell a lot of people. I said, my brain is totally wired differently because of the 30-year corporate experience and 24 years in leadership at a company like State Farm. I said, because I didn't work for a Fortune 500. I worked for a Fortune 44. So that's at one of the highest level and the number one insurer. So the way that we, even in our meetings, our executive meetings, is much more high level than a normal company because of that. So I would trust that Nina knows her stuff because she's been well trained and she's been doing it. Go ahead, Tammy.
But she hit the mark. Of course she knows, because from the second slide, I said, you know what? It's an acceptance issue for me. Like she got me to the core.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And Tammy, you and I had talked about that because I know your plate is full with everything that you do and everything. And then you have a young son and stuff like that. So I know it will take you to that next level. And that's your desire. Because as we both try to roll off of what we're doing and do our business full time, that's what's going to help. Because I'm telling you, I kicked myself that I didn't do it sooner, but I'm glad I'm doing it now because now I see the fruits of it. And I can't even imagine going back doing stuff on my own. I always shudder at the thought of having to do something again. I'm like, and I said, Ian, you better do this. Or I tell Salma, you better do this. So it's like, I just can't do it anymore because I love writing. I love talking to my clients. I love the career coaching. I don't want to do all that other stuff. And I figured out that I don't want to do it. I did it, like Nina said, because it had to be done. But then I was like, you know what? I really don't like doing this. Yeah.
You know, what drove home for me is that I have to do a thorough analysis of the task. And that's number one. And that's where I fell short. I couldn't really identify what I wanted to delegate. So hearing this was very helpful.
Good.
Yeah. Yes.
Good, good.
Thank you so much for all
You're
of this, Nina.
welcome. You're welcome. Well, I put my contact information in the chat. I don't know if that's visible to those
Yeah,
who
everybody should see
the
it.
recording.
Oh, no,
though,
I'll
not the
put it in
recording.
when, no, they
Okay.
probably won't see that, but I will be able to put it when I upload it into the vault. I'll copy and paste it, and I'll also copy and download your, you already downloaded your one sheet, and then I'll add that to the thing as well. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, Tammy, I may make this link live for everybody.
Yeah.
I think because the conversation is too deep. Yeah. So I think they need, I think I'm gonna make it live for the whole group. And because I did have a guy said, because he wasn't gonna be able to make it. And I said, well, it's gonna be in a group, the vault, but I'm gonna say, no, I'm gonna figure out how to click this and everybody can just click the link and go watch it. But they need this. They need this. Not because I want them to win. My goal is always, I want us to win, because when we win in our SERWC, we will be a force to be reckoned with, because I want our group to be one of the top groups that are out there. And that is my mission and that is my goal.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Well, let me know how I can help.
Oh, yeah.
And feel free to call me, email me. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
And I may, if
Thank
it depends
you.
on how the feedback comes back, I may bring you back for a Q&A only.
Okay.
So, and then that way they can actually, and because I do Tuesday lives, and I can bring you back for a Tuesday live and to say, this is her time, ask her whatever you want. And then we can go from there too. So I'm gonna see how it resonates with everybody, because even though I have help, it still resonated with me for thinking about different things that I need as well, like SERWC. I kind of need help with that. And then also with, it resonated with Tammy is for sure.
Okay. Good. And if there's another topic, so, research, right, is what I do. So if there's another topic that you want me to research and present on, let me know. But
okay. Thank you.
You know where to find me.
Thank
Y'all have
you.
a great
Bye.
Saturday.
You too. Bye.